am Rich Newman, president of the club. Kiwanis is an international service organization with over 300,000 members. We are 43 years old. This is our seventh verse. It is our principal fundraiser. All profits from this event go back into the Staten Island community. Perhaps you have seen us in action. We insure, sponsor, and volunteer at every major road race on the Rock. This includes the SSG Michael Ellis Run, the Ariel Newman Run, and the Lou Marley Runs. We will also be at the upcoming New York City Marathon. We sponsor and support the Kiwanis Key Club at Susan Wagner and the Kiwanis Men's Club at Seaview Nursing Home. We do food drives, support the Scouts and our veterans. We meet at Jody's, 7:30, just about every Wednesday, so everyone is welcome to come and join us. Your first meal is on the club. Our roastee this year is Rusty Gadet. Jack Dalton had another commitment, something about Gilligan's Island reruns. Rusty is a notorious shoebreaker. Payback is a beach. No toast, just roast. Dig deep and support our community efforts. Let's see if some of the community money you have carried around for years. And special thanks to our roast committee leaders. Chair is Olivia Brennan. Terry Yuda and Joe Cusimani, all of the Brighton Club. Now, if you please be seated, Mike Brennan will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Stay seated. Thanks. Feel. Right.
Hey, we have a couple of judges in the room here. One of them happens to be on active duty and he works in the criminal court. So I would give me some specific attention here so he doesn't take it out on you, because I know most of you are going to drive home. Rusty, this is like Woodstock. You remember Woodstock? The little bird that hung around with Snoopy? I'm about to lead you in the pledge. But before I do that, I'd like to have all the veterans in the room stand up. Stand up, please. Now the rest of you can stand up, and I'm going to tell the veterans who've got their recognition that according to an act of Congress, if you are an honorably discharged veteran for the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem, you may render a hand salute in lieu of placing your hand over your heart, indoors or out, covered or uncovered. I'd ask you to join me now in a pledge to the greatest nation on the face of the earth, the United States of America. Hand salute, ready, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now you're going to remain standing. Our special priest of honor is on the way here. He was going to do the invocation, but we got to get the show on the road here. So Father Louis Jerome is on his way here. They let him across the expressway. He's now the pastor of St. Peter's, St. Paul's, and Assumption. And he'll do the benediction later on after we feed him, okay? But we have our own inbred, on-board chaplain for the Brighton Kiwanis Club. His name happens to be Paul Gilkison. He and I are almost a charter member of what used to be called the Mid-Island Kiwanis Club, although we never met in the Mid-Island. And I wanted to call it the West Brighton Club, but we got trouble from the people from New Brighton. So we call ourselves the Brighton Club. And here's Paul Gilkison to lead us to invoke the blessing of the Lord on this night.
Thank you, Mike. It's always good to have 2 minutes' notice. Jerome couldn't get here, but let us bow our heads and ask for God's blessings. Lord, please bless us as we receive this food tonight, and may we honor a great friend, Rusty, and may we all enjoy ourselves. I will keep it short. Amen.
Amen.
The MC should come up at this time, I'm informed.
Can we sit now?
Yes, now you can sit. Remain standing. I'm kidding, have a seat. What'd you do to this? All right, ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats. Please avoid eye contact with the guy you owed $100 to who paid for your table. We got a very, very busy show today, so we have at least 12 speakers. So we want to keep this going as best we can. Uncle Floyd is going to, there he is. He's going to be doing his, not now, Uncle Floyd, not now. I hope he didn't get the check yet. So if he wants, we're going to have him out with pasta, but we're going to have a few speakers now. The speakers have no idea what order they're in. That should be half the fun. But I'd like to welcome all of you here to the roast for honoring George Costanza, a.k.a. Rusty the Dead. Would you stand up and show everybody that lovely tux? He is standing? All right. Before we start, I would like to take a little moment to remember all of the honorees who went before Rusty and are no longer here or no longer with us. JT, Jocko, Jody, Danny Blaine. And I would like to remember some of the characters. I don't have to tell you guys how bizarre Forest Avenue is. And some of the characters and good friends of ours who are no longer here. And we miss them. Ali Gadet, Sonny Senk, Billy Fredericks, Mark Sweeney, Timmy Fiore, Duffy, George, Jimmy Zoo, Vinny DeRosa.
What?
Jack McGinley, Ronnie Byrne, Ray Brennan, and Tom the Fed. So, if we could, all kidding aside, I would also like to take a moment to remember those who are not here with us, friends and family, loved ones, who succumbed to COVID and the pandemic. I think everybody in this room knows somebody who has been touched by loss. So if we could take a moment of silence and remember those people and everyone who's not here with us, that would be nice. So a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Before we start, a little house cleaning note. Please put your uneaten rolls to the side because Jack Dole will be around to collect them in 15 minutes. Okay? Again, this, ladies and gentlemen, this is a roast. Hey, Larry, how are you, buddy? What's up, Holmes? We're good. What's up, Holmes? So, this is a roast. The object of the roast is to have lighthearted fun and poke lighthearted fun at each other. No one is here to be mean-spirited, horrible. No one has been planning for months to get people back. So if somebody's offended, you just please understand that it's not anyone's intention to do that. So going forward, I would apologize on behalf of the speakers for anyone here and retroactively to last year. Okay, Kev? We're good? All right. Yeah. All right. Everybody, welcome to the Who Gives a Shit Rusty Roast. Oh, yeah. Feels like 2008 all over again. Tonight you'll be entertained, hopefully, by a star-studded lineup of roasters. It'll be a virtual who's who in Who Cares. Some people have worked hard on their presentation. Others, like myself, clearly have not. You will be the judge, and you will decide who's funny and who's not. Now, we will start with the speakers right away. Let me just make sure the time is. Okay, my Tinder date is on her way. Our first speaker. Thank you. Our first speaker. I don't know how we got this guy, but he's a cat. First of all, before I start this, where are the boys of 62? Where are they? Please stand up, all of you. All the boys of 62, please stand up. Every one of you. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, please stay standing. Ladies and gentlemen, these are Rusty's best friends, and every single one of them except one said, no fucking way are they going to speak about Rusty. Not a chance. Repeatedly. So a nice round of applause for Rusty's best friends. Great job. However, there was one in that band who said, yes, I will speak. He's Rusty's best friend, if you ask him. He's been scheduled to speak at 5 roasts. But this is the first time he's been able to speak at a roast. When this speaker moved to New Jersey, Baron von Jägermeister III wore a black armband for 3 months. So, ladies and gentlemen, the only speaker who is going to be more irrelevant than Rusty, making his public debut, Kevin Sullivan. Lauren, if you will.
All right, this is my first roast, so bear with me. I'm not good at this stuff. Petty called me and said, can you do it? And I said, what the hell? Rusty, I'll do it. Okay, so me and Rusty met back in 76, 77. Instantly hit it off, became best friends. Great friends. We always started hanging out together every day. And, ironically, that's when we became good friends. I'm sure you all remember the movie Animal House. That movie came out. Remember Dean Wormer's speech? Fat, drunk, and stupid, the way to go through life? Well, hell, Rusty proved it wrong. Half the people in this room proved it wrong. Especially me. Not Jimmy Driscoll, he's just drunk and stupid. He's not fat. All right. Now, Rusty was always a very good athlete. Great softball player. One of the best catchers I've ever seen. Could hit the ball. Tremendous. All of a sudden, he started to get into golf. Okay. So, one day he's telling me, I got on grand jury duty. I'm like, what the hell is grand jury duty? I still don't know. All I know is it meant Rusty was out golf at 12 o'clock every day. So, all of a sudden, he's like, hey. I'm like, okay, I'm getting better, I'm doing good. I said, okay. So I'm sitting at the bar with him one day, and he's showing me his store, and he's sitting there, and he's trying to count his money. I'm like, Russ, do you need help counting? I'm like, I think your math's getting bad too. So, I don't know. You think that the good golf score and the bad math had anything to do with each other? Any correlation? You guys do the numbers, not you, Rusty. You're not good with numbers. But listen, I couldn't get up here and do this without talking about Jocko. All right, Jocko, James Jocko Wheeler, Ali Gadet, they're all up there right now watching us, sitting there having a good time. And knowing Jocko, he's breaking their balls. And as always, he probably is. But Rusty always got Jocko back. True story. Rusty always told me, don't let the facts get in the way of the true good story. So we're sitting there one Saturday. Us used to work the bullpen every Saturday night. And unless I was on my deathbed or in jail, which happened once in a while, I'd be at the bullpen with Rusty. So one Saturday we're sitting there. Rusty comes walking in. He's smiling, ear to ear, grinning. Brand new hat, new leather jacket, brand new car. And I'm sitting there with Jocko, and Rusty goes in the back. I'm like, who comes into work smiling like that? He goes in the back. He comes out. Jocko's like, I said, what's the matter, Jocko? He goes, Sully. He goes, I know Rusty is stealing. I just never realized how fucking much. But Rusty, seriously, you stole more from who? You from him or from you? He worked for you 5 days. He probably got your back. Yeah, but listen, seriously, Rusty. PSE&G, the bullpen killing, stealing money from Jocko. And your wedding party, all we got was a fucking pair of Chuck Taylors? Are you kidding me, you cheap bastard? Come on, what the hell? Listen, like I told Teddy, I keep it short and sweet. Rusty's my best friend forever, I love him. That family's awesome. Great sisters, great brothers. Jerry, and I mentioned Ali already, Jerry and Johnny treat me like a brother. They're great. Matter of fact, I don't even golf, and Jerry took me to golf outing one year. I played the 19th hole. He's like, come on, come with us. I'm like, Jerry, I don't golf. He goes, don't worry about it, come with us. I said, okay, thanks, Jerry. But Rusty came from a great family. I think I love the fact that he still has the family house on 124 Raymond Place. Beautiful wife, Lauren, great kids. So, just seriously, you deserve this. You're a great person. Always gave back to the community. Always did the right thing. You're a great person. And sorry for breaking your balls a little bit, but listen, by the way, Tony just sent me a text saying you're the second best of all, but I'm only the first one to freaking speak.
Sullivan, Patrick Sullivan. Lauren, play the music on those who save it. Big Clapton fan, that song. Okay. All right. Charlie, great job. 17 years worth of material. You finally used it. All right. Moving forward, we're going to have two speakers. Then we're going to introduce our comedian for the evening. The dinner will be served. And again, it's an action-packed day, so bear with us here. Our next two speakers, they're going to come up as a tandem. They're kind of representative of the before and after in their chosen career paths. One is a civil court judge deciding high-profile cases day after day. The other one cleans up monkey shit. Bobby, this is what happens if you don't fundraise, kid. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kenny Mitchell and Judge Robert Helbach.
What an intro. Come on.
Can everyone hear me? I'm a little rusty since the voters fired me and I'm now cleaning up monkey shit. I actually have people to do that, Ted. And I'm always looking for new people to do that. So if you're interested, let me know. Give me a call. Besides being the head zookeeper on Staten Island, people don't realize this, but I think my mother's the only person that knows this. I'm actually licensed to practice law in the state of New York, New Jersey, in the Eastern District of New York, and the Southern District of the federal courts. Can you hear that? Hold on. Okay, I'm working with it. I'm working. I bring you greetings from the District Attorney of Staten Island, Michael McMahon, who unfortunately is playing, or maybe fortunately, is playing golf in Hilton Head, North Carolina right now. He couldn't join you. But, is that where it is? South Carolina? What do I know? But anyway, before he left,
9 minutes, man.
don't worry, I got it, Mr. Farley. Before I left, he gave me a special assignment, and that is special prosecutor. I was given one task, to bring a certain rascal to justice. Where is he, that guy? Russell Gaudette. There was a secret indictment brought forth by the Richmond County Grand Jury, and I have it here, and I will read it. Be it remembered that I, Special Prosecutor Kenneth C. Mitchell, Esquire, that's the first time I ever referred to myself as that, duly appointed by the Richmond County District Attorney Michael E. McMahon, pursuant to the criminal procedure law, do hereby accuse the defendant, Russell Gaudette, a.k.a. Rusty, of the following crimes against the citizens of Forest Avenue and the public at large. Count 1, not being nice to Carrie Gator, a devoted and conscientious member of the Rusty staff, a Class A felony. Count 2, conspiring with an unindicted co-conspirator, for the moment, Joseph F. Torito, to engage in various and nefarious crimes, including, but not limited to, absconding with a police patrol car at the Strapper Wheeler golf outing in 1997. You think we forget? We don't. Count 3, presenting himself as an adult of legal maturity to verify proof of age to enter the bullpen, when in fact he was 16 years old at the time. Remember that Rusty sit on the stool out there? I know. I know your story. Count 4, as the principal proprietor of Rusty's Tavern, continued to serve alcohol and allow entry to the establishment past the legal closure time of 4 a.m., stating as an offense, if I don't do it, someone else will. True story. I was there. Continuing to smoke and vape in duly licensed bars and restaurants despite local ordinances to the contrary. And this is count 6. We added this because I got information from a confidential informant, Ted Malloy. It's confidential, right? Don't get me with that, Judge. On information provided by Ted, we found out that Rusty was pouring 2-liter bottles of high-end vodka into 1-liter bottle. Low. You guys are tough. 2-liter bottles of low-end vodka into high-end 1-liter bottles of vodka. Okay, based on the aforementioned criminal counts, the defendant is directed and ordered to self-surrender. I'll see you there. At the Staten Island Zoo for the purpose of arrest and prosecution on Tuesday, October 26, 2021 at 10 a.m. But Rusty knows this. I don't get there till about 11, so you can come later. In addition, an order of protection banning the defendant from Forest Avenue, a.k.a. Peter Pan Alley, has been issued by the Honorable Michael J. Brennan. So you see him, he's in contempt. Failure to self-surrender will result in a warrant for the defendant's arrest to be issued. And we all know that Rusty's not going to show up. But I want you to know, I have the judge here, and these posters will be placed in bars and restaurants at noon. Throughout Staten Island. Rusty, you think you're going to hide out in the beer garden on Picture Boulevard? We will find you. And notice, it's a lucrative reward. A $100 gift certificate to Jody's Club Forest. Anyway, congratulations, my friend Rusty, his lovely wife Lauren. I appreciate you being kind. And I'm getting out of here before the rebuttal.
Yeah, but you gotta frame it. He's too cheap to frame it. Good evening, everybody, and thank you to the Kiwanis Club. But I do have to say, I don't understand how after 18 months of lockdown, the only imagination for this year's fundraiser would be for these three guys, for Ted Malloy as the master of ceremonies, John Mulvey out walking tables, and Rusty Gaudet as the Rusty. It's like the Forest Avenue version of the Three Stooges. Choosing Rusty as a roastee is a paradox. It's like Rusty's a ball-busting, nice guy. It doesn't make any sense. Much like anything Sully says when he's got a load on. You know, it's also like when Rusty tells people he's a good dancer. He goes like this, he's a good dancer. How the hell would he know? He hasn't seen his feet in 30 years. Many of you don't know this, but Rusty is actually a modern medical miracle. He has no lung capacity. He has skin with more blemishes than a leper. And his confirmed blood type is Miller High Life. Medical science is so anxious to get a hold of his body that Sotheby's is holding an auction for his future autopsy. It's just fortunate for Rusty, it's unfortunate for Rusty that the medical doctors are the only people that have any interest in his body. As a kid, Rusty was asked to leave 5 different high schools on Staten Island. Now he claims it's because he was a food critic of the cafeteria. But if he has such a gourmet palate, then why does he have John Mulvey cooking for him? The real reason is that he got into way too many fights. To this day, he still refers to Teddy Atlas as his former trainer. Rusty likes to tell people he was some kind of an all-star catcher on championship softball teams. In reality, he played catcher because it was the closest position to the dugout. So he didn't have to run his fat ass all the way out there. It also allowed him to have a cigarette and a beer in between hitters. Around West Brighton, Rusty's known as the gas man. He says it's because he works for PSE&G. I think it's because he's just full of shit. Rusty takes pride in having been thrown out of every decent bar on Staten Island, and some not so decent bars. Right, Lady? Nowadays, Rusty considers himself to be a simple working man. Yet he's pissed away more money on the High Life than anybody on Fifth Avenue. Rusty, just because you drink the champagne of beers doesn't mean that you have Olivia Brennan money. Rusty bragged to me at one point in time that he was a man of letters. I thought he meant a scholar. He thought he meant crossword puzzles. Rusty is a huge fan of the game show Jeopardy. So he loves anything that reminds him of Alex Trebek, which may explain the man crush he has on Jack Driscoll. Rusty's also very proud of his sons, Patrick and Russell, both of whom have careers involving numbers. Yeah. One studying to be an engineer, and one is working in the actuarial field. We all know that they did not get the math gene from Rusty, because he's still counting on his fingers and toes. But if you put a $sign in front of the number, he's a damn genius. Of course, you can't talk about Rusty without reflecting on his days of bartending at the Bullpen or owning Rusty's Bar. I can honestly say that Rusty has served 3 generations of my family in those bars. No excuses, poor taste runs in the family, I know. But those bars were the type of places where people pre-gamed AA meetings. The slogan for Rusty's Bar was always a good time, which coincidentally was what Rusty promised Lauren when they got married. Lauren likes to remind him that he goes to bed half in the bag, covered in skin lotion, and with a CPAP machine on. Good times, Lauren, right? Good times. Now, like all things on Staten Island, it's time for Rusty's Bar to make way for the McMansion called the Point Tavern. At least that place will finally have a decent bathroom. Other than Jocko, Allie, and the people who frequent it, I'm sure that the biggest thing we'll remember about that building is the jukebox. But to conclude, Rusty, for your use in your next crossword puzzle, the word paradox is a 7-letter word that means a seemingly absurd or self-contradictory statement or proposition that may prove to be well-founded or true. In your case, the ball-busting, nice guy is also a good friend, and that you've proven through the years to be true. Good luck tonight with this crew. You're going to need it.
Great job, guys. Great job. Mitch, if you prepared for your election like you did this, you might still fucking be in office. And right before we got on today, I had a little chat with Bobby Helbach about getting old. And as you can see, I have the readers, and he said, Teddy, you know how you know you're getting old? I said, tell me, Bobby. He said, I have to wear reading glasses to jerk off when I look at porn on my phone. That's all. All right. On that note, there's a check cashing place down on Jewett Avenue. The tawny Father Jerome showed up, and Judge Brennan is going to introduce him.
You gotta pray again?
Now. Yes, we have to pray again.
Father Jerome, may this be the last time you have to follow Uncle Floyd to the bike. But if you looked into the dictionary and looked under the name priest and pastor, you'd see a picture. It's a picture of the man I'm about to introduce. One of the most humble men of clergy and a true pastor of his flock. We lost him a little while ago. He went overseas to the south side of the expressway. And now we have him home, and it is my honor and my privilege to have him bring a blessing to this gathering. Father Louis Jerome.
It's a pleasure to be with you. After all those jokes, maybe we need an absolution, maybe a confession. But it's nice to be with you this evening at this wonderful event and to be on the North Shore. They say crossing the Mason-Dixon line. Very happy to be with you this evening. So we'll say a little prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we ask you to bless us this evening as we gather here to honor Rusty and his wife Lauren and their wonderful family. We ask you to bless the food and the company we share this evening. May we sit down hungry and hopeful. May we rise again, satisfied, grateful, and thankful for all that you do for us. May the Lord bless us and keep us. May the Lord let his face to shine upon us and be gracious to us. And may the Lord bless us all with his peace. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. God bless you all. Bon appetit. God bless you. Thank you.
Can you hear me better this way now or no? Anyone? Is it better? All right. Now, our next dinner's probably coming out at 9 o'clock, so we're going to have a couple more speakers in before that. We have 2 surprise guests. I guess when they come up here, you might be able to tell that they're related. Rusty's cousins flew all the way from Del Boca Vista down in Florida. So all I know the names are Rusty's cousins. So Rusty's cousins, come on up.
So they're Rusty's cousins. They don't look like him.
We got hair.
Guys in the wall, they get those runs.
Listen, I just want to take a moment here to thank everyone for coming out tonight on this very sad occasion. Rusty would have appreciated seeing all you people. My name is Mike Kelly. This is my brother Jim Kelly. And we're cousins of the deceased.
Oh, brother, hold on a second.
Wait, what? I'm in the middle of something here. You'll get your turn.
You're making a big mistake.
Wait, what? What am I making a mistake? Rusty's not dead. Right there. Are you sure?
He's looked better.
When?
Maybe during the Reagan administration?
No. Those were the ponytail years. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Everybody remembers that. Not a good one. It was as if you combined Steven Seagal and Peter Griffin from The Family Guy. And you got Rusty.
That was good. So, all right. So you say he's alive. I'll take your word for it. So why the hell are we here?
Open bar?
Oh, good answer. Yeah, open bar. Good answer. Yeah. All right. No, seriously, why are we here?
Rusty's being honored by the Kiwanis Club with a roast.
Oh, see, that's why I thought he was dead. Like, who would be stupid enough to roast Rusty? Don't they know how this thing works? Right? You know, they're all gonna think, they're gonna want him to be dead when it's his turn to talk.
But how could you think he was dead? You know we all have Jerry in the Godot family death pool.
Yeah, that's true. If Rusty were dead, Jerry would be bragging about how much money he made, shorting Miller and Jewel stock.
It's an easy mistake, though. Remember our recent trip to Pinehurst? Rusty wasn't exactly Tiger Woods. Well, maybe he was, the way he was getting around.
I'll say, this is a true story, an actual story, right? So, the pillar of aviation efficiency, also known as Newark Airport, they moved our gates. We're flying down to Pinehurst in the morning. They moved our gates 3 times, right? I'll give Rusty credit. He lumbered to the gate in time for taking off.
Yeah, meaning he had time for a Bloody Mary.
Exactly. He had time for a Bloody Mary. But then they announced the gate change, and Rusty was like, no mas, right? I can't go no more. So Jerry swooped in like the spleenless superhero he is and commandeered a wheelchair. It was like a scene at a weekend at Bernie's. It was
You know, Rusty always talks about dying. Anytime we're at a funeral, someone will say about the deceased, look how good he looks.
Yeah, this is true. And Rusty would always say, you know what? When I die, I want people to look at me and say, holy cow, he looks like shit. Check. I'm killing it. Mission accomplished. You nailed that. Yeah. But actually, he would always say, when I die, he goes, I want to come back as me. He goes, scratch that. I want to come back as Lauren because she gets to sleep with me. And to that, we say, ew. Yeah. I mean, poor Lauren. I mean, look at her. She's beautiful.
Indeed, she's lovely.
You know, you might even say she's fetching.
No one says that anymore.
All right, my bad. All right, I'm thinking like it's like a Stockholm syndrome thing.
Yeah. Lauren, blink twice if you need help.
I saw that. Security, over here. Need help?
Well, we have a great crowd here tonight. Rusty sure knows a lot of people.
Do you remember the time Rusty was on grand jury?
every time there was a case involving Staten Island, Rusty either knew the alleged crook, or the attorney.
How can you tell the difference, though? Learn jokes never fail.
Orange jokes always kill, right? Oh yeah. Sorry. My bad. Yeah. So there are a lot of people here tonight, right? But you know who's not here? My friend Tom.
Oh yeah, why is that?
Well, let's just say I brought him to Rusty's bar one night, and Rusty had a good time with his last name.
Really? What's his last name?
Dick House.
Ouch.
Yeah, I tried to warn him. I really did. I said, listen, man, you really shouldn't tell my cousin your last name. And he's like, no, I've heard it all before. Only to hear him say repeatedly throughout the night, I never heard that one before.
Yeah, poor bastard.
No, you know what? He took it like a champ. He was really happy about one thing.
What was that?
He said, thank God my sister wasn't here.
Really, you guys have been a wonderful audience, and thank you guys all for coming out on the school night.
Russ, you know we love you. We might even say we love you. Right? But seriously, folks, if we offended anyone here tonight, if we said something untoward, I just want to say one thing. Tough shit.
The comedy stylings of the Florida Kellys. That act was worse than my ability to maintain a healthy, loving, and adult relationship with a woman. Love you guys. I hope I didn't offend. Okay.
The skinny dungarees they had. The skinny dungarees they had on.
All right, Lyle, you got here 2 hours late. All right, our next speaker, all of you know, especially if you go to Duffy's. Our next speaker used to be a police officer, but he realized he had to transfer after he found out he legally wasn't allowed to beat the shit out of people when he was off duty. He didn't understand this. So he transferred to the FDNY, where he became a union powerhouse. His slogan to get elected, I've got 900 guys out on 3/4. How'd you like to be 901? Actually, that was my idea because his speaker and I were roommates for 28 days when we went to the farm together. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. John Kelly.
Giving away a lot of secrets. Giving away a lot of secrets. I'm John, I'm an alcoholic, all right? Let's get that out of the way. Let's get that right out of the fucking way. There you go. All right? Rusty told me I had to be nice. And all this bullshit, it's a roast, right? Rusty told me I had to be nice. We all know Rusty's got a tattoo and he's 10 times tougher than everybody in the fucking room. Nobody gives a shit, Rusty. You're also older and you're gonna be dead before a lot of us. You're having a roast now. And where's everybody else that got roasted? They're dead. The sad part about this, Rusty, the more repaired, she wanted this 2 fucking years ago. She asked for it. I got a couple of good stories about Rusty. Rusty, a great guy. Saloon owner on Forest Avenue. The biggest bit. It's not the jukebox, Judge. It's not the jukebox that's the most famous thing in Rusty's saloon. It's the picture of the dead people on the wall. The picture of the dead people on the wall with the halo, okay? And Rusty was way before all of this racist shit. He's got the guy dressed up as a lawn jockey in the fucking picture. Okay? So they're coming after you. The judge is going to come after you. He's the only one in that picture that's still alive. I think the jockey is, the lawn jockey is still alive, so he's coming after you. They're going to prosecute. But, anyway, I know Rusty, Jesus Christ, since I'm in I met him late, actually, in life, for all the time that I've been out drinking. And I met him in my 20s. But one of the first... very early 20s. But one night that I remember so vividly, because everybody talks about what a great guy he is, you know? Rusty, we're sitting I'm tending the bar on Jimmy Mac's, right? And Rusty came in with a cool Forest there in the bag, and girls and whatnot. And we were busy, really busy, and we finally got a break. Rusty's sitting at the bar, and I walk outside for 5 minutes, and there's somebody laying on the, in front of Jimmy Mac's, and he's passed out. He's drunk, he pissed himself. And I turn around, and I go, that guy came in with Rusty. So I walk in, I go to Paulie. I said, you know that guy that came in with Rusty? He's passed out in front of the bar. He pissed himself in front of the bar. Paulie goes, John, we're too busy. Go tell Rusty to take care of it. Go tell Rusty. So I go over to Rusty. I said, Rusty, your friend, that came in with you, he's outside in front of the bar. He's passed out. He goes, yeah, don't worry about it. I go, Rusty, you gonna do something about it? He goes, yeah, don't worry about it. I go, well, you gotta do something soon. He goes, no, I don't, John. He goes, we told the guy not to do something, and he went ahead and did it. And he got, and he owes that to himself. I said, what'd you tell him not to do? He goes, well, nobody likes his sister, and he was going to donate his kidney to his sister. We told him not to do it because nobody likes her. So then, I'm looking at him, I go like this, I go, but then we all thought about it. We like his sister better than him. So he said, yeah, go do it. So he donated his kidney, now he's sick, and he's passed out in front of your joint. Who gives a shit? Yeah, nice guy, Rusty did that. All right? I'm not a gambler. I don't gamble. But I sit down next to him in Jimmy Mac's playing cards. And Rusty's telling me what to do. He's sitting to my right. He's telling me what to do. And I'm winning. I'm like, holy shit, I'm not doing bad here. But Rusty's telling me what to do. So I go, let me get the fuck back in the bar. I'll make some money in the bar, and I'll ask Rusty to play my hand. So I left him like $200, and Rusty agrees. He goes, yeah, John, I'll play your hand. Lo and behold, about an hour and a half goes by. Rusty comes back in with a stack of money. So he starts, separating it, 20s, 10s, 5s. I said, holy shit, Rusty. I said, we didn't do too bad. He takes $10. He goes, I just said, get the fuck out of here. You were out on the second drawer. There's your tip, and this is all mine. But, no, Rusty, quite a while. I'm glad to see that family is doing well because when I asked him what his mom and dad did the first time I met him, he goes, yeah, push up daisies in St. Peter's Cemetery, I was just like, what does that mean? They're dead, stupid, you understand? But I also, I'm probably going to be left out of a will because at Jack LaGrecci's, his roast, where everybody got up and told Jack how great he was. It didn't turn out to be a roast. It just applauded Jack for everything that he does, and he definitely deserves the applause because Jack is the greatest man in the world. We all know that. My father-in-law turns around and he asks me. He goes, John. He goes, they're roasting Jack LaGrecci. I'd like to go. So I go like this. I go, yeah, Dad, I'll get you a table. I'll get you a seat at the table. So I get him a seat at the table, and it's right here. Right? And Rusty starts off the night. He goes, what is this, fucking Mount Rushmore next to me? He goes, holy shit, how old are you guys, about 1,000? My father-in-law is sitting there, and he's like, I came all this way to get insulted. Rusty goes like this, he goes, tells all the waiting staff, he goes, get their money now before they start throwing dirt on these people. Anyway, Rusty, it's been a pleasure to know you. Lauren, thank you for taking them away from us because you saved a lot of lives. Because I went away for 28 days for guys like him, and it's amazing how guys like Jack McGinley, The Dream, Jody, George and John Duffy, the little things that these guys say that turn around and help you out. It's amazing. Like, I'll never forget Jack McKinley. I used to say, Jack, give me a Citron and club soda. He would give me a Citron and tonic. I always drank Citron and tonic. He gives me a drink all the time, and I go, Jack, I say club soda, club soda. I say tonic, tonic, tonic. And he goes, I know you say tonic all the time, Kelly. I go, then why the fuck are you giving me club soda? He goes, I said tonic's gonna kill you. Coming from Jack McKinley. And the words of wisdom. How much do you drink when you're not drinking? Anybody ever think about that? How much do you drink when you're not? When you start thinking about shit like that, Jesus Christ, you gotta start thinking. So, but Rusty, once again, thank you very much. I think it's a great night, and keep it going.
Mr. Johnny Kelly. Well done. Lauren, yeah, let's hear a little selling music, shall we?
Yeah. How's everybody doing tonight? Rusty, I get to. You can do it. All right. There's a song we do together. I gotta ask anybody in this room right now. Did anybody come here to have a good time tonight? And enjoy our friend Rusty. I don't have anything bad to say about it, but I want you to sing this song with me. Put your hands together for Rusty. Come on. You ready? Put them up, down. Here we go. And Rusty, you're going to do most of it. Yeah, we did come here to have a good time. Put your hands together, come on. I'm not gonna be around why somebody's done me wrong. Don't think for a minute that I'm gonna be around. I believe it's half full, not half empty glass. Every day I wake up and will this will be my life. We're here for a good time. I'm here for a good time. So bring on the sunshine, there with the red rock, on your sunshine. When I'm gone, put in each stone, he left nothing behind. I'm here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. Yeah. Folks are always dreaming about what they like to do, but I like to do just what I like. I'll take the chance and dance and dance. I might be wrong, but then again I might be right. There's no way of knowing what tomorrow brings. Life's too short to waste it. I say bring on anything. I ain't here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. Bring on the sunshine, hell with the rain, pour me some moonshine. That's when I'm gonna put in each stone, we left nothing behind. I ain't here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. How about you guys? You here for a good time? I'm here for a good time. Hey. Nice, Jack. Put your hands together for Rusty. All right, we're going to do a few songs for you.
He's been the Grand Marshal. Thanks, man. And we know he's been a catcher all his life. Rusty, you are like the Charlie Brown of West Brighton. You're short, you're fat, and you're bald. But the last couple of years, you've been dragging around your wet blanket to all the bars. So you're kind of more like Linus. And we're just glad that when you run for a judge, you only get elected every 10 years, so we don't have to see Bob Hellback for another 8. Sorry about that. All right, we're all seeing a lot of changes at Rusty's, and I know everyone is sad to see that awning outside of your bar disappeared. Except for Baker, who added a new hat to his collection. Yeah, John Baker, yeah. And we know Rusty is a smart businessman, he's a marketing genius, and one of the best bartenders on the North Shore. You just have to ask him. He'll tell you. Rusty increased the value of his building by bringing in new new bar owners. And I know he weighed all the options financially and said, let me give Mulvey a call. I mean, Mulvey is 0 for 2. And we know the Irish say 3 times a charm. Rusty, you're loved by all of us here tonight, and we know that your family's favorite thing about you is your life insurance policy. And when that Mount Rushmore of the North Shore bar owners is sculpted, we know it's going to be Jocko, it's going to be Jody, it's going to be JT, and it's going to be the one and only Larry Lee. Thank you. Love you guys.
Thank fucking God he called me. Holy shit. Good job, what? We have a priest in the house, what does that mean? And he left. What's your point? You go into, you can say whatever the fuck you want in next speak. Jesus Christ. Got the fucking pomposity over here. Alright, so our next speaker thought it would be great to not show up and not text me or not say anything. So I still will say the words that I prepared for Mr. John McGinley. He enjoys dressing up for Civil War reenactments, not attending them, but just dressing up. He went to funeral school, graduated with a BS in necrophilia. And I don't know if you've seen him in the last 3 years. He has a cut on his leg that never, ever heals. I'm no doctor, but that's fucking diabetes if you got a fucking ears bit. Ladies and gentlemen, John McGinley's not here. Moving on. One more, Paul. Thank you. Our next speaker had no idea there was a pandemic because he hasn't shown up to work in 6 years. His current project is trying to remove the Thomas Jefferson statue from City Hall. He's Eric Adams' Staten Island campaign manager and a dues-paying Antifa member. By the way, if you want to know how to get the smell of pepper spray out of a medium golf shirt, he's the guy to call. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jimmy Warren.
Jesus Christ. Hey Ted, you know how you got cancer? You deserved it.
everyone. It's an honor to be at this extremely unhealthy group that looks like the start of Squid Game, except with fat Irish people. Red light, green light, drink till you can't see. There's so many people here with diabetes, I think it's sponsored by insulin and Trulicity. My next joke was McGinley, because he's the next candidate for amputee. Thank you, Uncle Floyd. We keep you employed one day a year. And you know it's an important event if Harry Rice wears pants. I had a couple of jokes handed to me by Kevin Dillon, who was extremely offended at the last roast. A lot of you were here at the last roast, but he's been working on it for 2 years, and he handed me these 2 envelopes with jokes in them. And here I have to go. I didn't look at them before. The first joke is, fuck you, Teddy. Wow, it's gonna try to top that one. You got 2 of them. Teddy, I'm serious. Go fuck yourself. That seems a bit mean-spirited. That joke definitely takes me back to Rowan's roast, which was a hootenanny. And I'm trying to remember my favorite bits. Comes to mind was the speech by Rowan's cocaine dealer. That was fucking tremendous. And possibly the slideshow of Folly's mom. That was really good as well.
That's not funny.
I didn't even write that. Boys of 62, nice job getting Sully up here to represent. Great job. And you did wonderful, Sully. But it literally is like having Rusty run anchor a relay team. Jeez. Russell and Patrick are here. Russell's 2 fine boys with 2 wonderful heads of hair. Makes you think. Makes you think. And look at all the city workers here. There's tons of city workers here, and more that have been on the farm more than old McDonald's. Terrence Haggerty's here. Terrence evacuated to this one, buddy. He quit drinking for a while, but now it looks like he's back. But for a while there, all you really had was golf and masturbation. Johnny Bays is here. Johnny Bays is recently retired. We don't know what year, but he had a distinguished career as a jockey. I didn't think they said you were too tall. Venturella boys are here.
Where's the book?
Boo's not here, but you know what you get with the Annabelle the Venturella boys? A 40-hour work week. I got one. Mike Harrington is here, the new owners of the Point Tavern. I heard you were renting with the option to bird. Mike is retired NYPD, did a lot of years in the job. The first 17, he didn't know the city paid him too. But seriously, you guys hired Moby, what the fuck could you possibly do about it? Doc Campbell is here. Good to see Doc Campbell. I'm in. Tommy Barber had a little post-COVID vax battle with COVID. He apparently got the Johnson and whipped cream. And now Rusty. It is my great honor to be here tonight to remember a man of tremendous girth and diminished wit. A man who has given dozens of dollars to charity and donated countless hours to golf courses everywhere. Rusty has worked for PSG and Chief for over 40 years. He epitomizes their motto: park, eat, sleep, and go home. We are honoring a man who used to rock a fucking ponytail. Drive a Geo Tracker. Rusty, this is the last room you'll ever be in where everybody thinks you're cool. If this was a Tuesday, you would have let half these people to darts. Rusty, you used to own a bar in a building, now you own a single room occupancy. Ever go to see Rusty? You're just trying to get a game on. You walk in and say, hey, listen, it's Game 7 of the World Series. He's like, no, me and Heavy Kevy are watching Chopped. Rusty was going to have an after party at the New Point Tavern, but he can no longer be that close to a school. And just so you know, Rusty, I bought you a raffle ticket. I hope you win. And if you do, take the diploma. I'll make this brief. Rusty, I love you. I really do. I know you since I'm a teenager, and you went from a mentor, an idol, an older brother, a father figure, and most importantly to me, a friend. A dear friend, and I love you. And enjoy your night. Thanks.
Something nice. What is this? Jimmy Warren. Give it up for Jimmy Warren. Why I had to give the disclaimer in the beginning. All right. Moving on.
One more Friday.
What do you got, lady? What I do wrong? All right.
See, it's not fun.
Do you want Sully up again and take the games on it? Should we do that? Attaboy, Warren. Attaboy. All right. Our next speaker was, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of here. Our next speaker was late because he forgot the Staten did not have a helipad. He thought he was at Elon Musk's roast. Boy, was he pissed when he saw you, Rusty. He's the recipient for the years 2018 to 2021 inclusive of the prestigious Colossal Douchebag of the Year, Mr. Brian Farley.
Well, that's my great trophy. I really appreciate that. This Teddy actually, I don't know if anybody knows this, but Teddy and I went to high school together. Went to grade school, went to kindergarten?
Not high school, kindergarten.
No, you went to more with Nos. That's a good one. I went to kindergarten, so I can't fault Jimmy Warren. But Teddy, he was the best. The way, the whole relationship thing. He's the only guy I know whose IQ is higher than his credit score. This is not going to go well. So it's all right. Because my therapist, well, I do tell you, well, Father Jerome, the other guy. My therapist said that I would, if I bombed, it would probably be good for my ego, not be down paying. So it was our first session, though. I don't give a shit to be. Thanks, Marty. Appreciate that. Good to hear from Sully. That's the whole joke. Good to hear from Sully. Class of 62 over there. Well done over there, Sully. Thank you very much. Jimmy Warren, I've heard a lot of those jokes before during his residency at RMT during COVID. That's funny. It's not cool. Rusty was a big influence to me, actually. Back in 1981, I think I was probably 14, and I think I went into the bullpen to get a fake ID from Steve Gustavino. Shout out to Steve. Thanks, Steve. In the class of 62. Let's hear it from Steve Gustavino. And Rusty was there. He was, sometimes Sean and I don't know if you know Sean Kelly, but give an Irishman, like who's 23 years old, more money than he should handle. That really worked out well for Sean. He's a great guy, but you know how that went. Is Alan here? Is Alan here? Alan, come up and bail me out here, please. So, Rusty, I would go in, Sean and I cleaned the bar for $50 a week. Jocko was my first boss. It was $100. We shared $50 each and all the Miller Lights we could stick on our St. Peter's bag. Thank you, Rusty. Appreciate that. And when I get there in the morning sometimes, like it was a Sunday morning, and it's like Rusty, I learned to drink. I looked up to him. Someone else mentioned it earlier, like he looked up to him. But we were like 14 and 15. We were cleaning the bar, and Rusty was there with Byron Rakowski, I think it was, with Strapper, Hank, whatever it was. It was like, we looked in, like, okay, Rusty's hanging out, drinking all his Miller Lights. This is what I want to do in my future. I really appreciate that, Rusty. He also taught me that vodka is the other like me. Thank you, Rusty. My wife thinks that's funny, too. So, he was also kind of grumpy. Give me a second. He was kind of grumpy when we walked in the morning. He had the warmth and the approachability of Tommy Corbett and the charisma and charm of John Baisley. That's funny. I know, I see you, John. Well, in the end, I wasn't supposed to use this, but Rusty, thank you very much. I have nothing against you. I love you. I'm not married to you, and I'm not one of your tenants, so thank you very much.
This is what happens when you get to the table and say, Ted, do you have a pen? Holy shit. That act was worse than Mulvey's business plan. Oh, wait, here, you left these. All right. Moving along. Sully, you fucking crushed him. All right. I hope he's still in the building, but our next speaker continues to defy modern medicine and frustrate Deadpool participants across the island. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Steve Rowan.
How you motherfucking I'll be brief. Yeah. I can be long too. Don't fuck with me. I'll fuck with you. Anyway, I worked at Rusty's for 19 years. 10 for Rusty. And it's a miracle. Because actually he said, if you don't buy this bar, you'll be fired next Sunday. So I got Daydream and North involved. It's a steal. They'll be scared away 10 years later. Business-minded people. But one day, I'm not in a roast Rusty. I'm in a fucking hilarious basket. And I'll tell you a story. It was a Monday night. It was cold. There was no baseball. There was no football. There's no customers. And Rusty walked in, doing the receipts of the weekend and the inventory. And I was like, there's no, and Rusty looks at me and goes, Steve, sometimes these nights happen. Make me a drink, make yourself a drink, and put a Channel 54, there's a good movie on tonight. And we do this. So we're hanging around, we're having a good time. It's just me and Rusty with no customers. And then, I'm not fucking kidding you, a fucking 40-foot bus pulls up. And fucking 35 people walk out, all drinking goddamn fucking
martini drinks. We had like 2 of them in Rusty's. Glasses. I'm like, Rusty, you fucking don't know about this? He's like, dude. So I can tell you. It's a true story. Rusty said, one of us going to have to stay sober tonight, and I picked you. And that happened. So I tried to burn the building down as I bought it. But I thought I bought gasoline. It was like Pine Sol. It smelled nice, but it didn't burn. But just kidding around. I love all of you people in this room. Most of you, anyway. I'm so happy to come here and tell you, Rusty, it's your night tonight, buddy. You told me everything. You told me if the box is short, don't worry about it. I already mentioned Jocko with my mentor for fucking shit up. You always said when I worked Sunday nights, Jocko worked on Tuesday day. He goes, are you really hating this thing? Because Rusty will be here by like 5 o'clock. Want to straighten this out? Your hope is one fucked up on Joker Poker. But anyone, Rusty, I learned everything from you, my friend. I love you and your family. You're great. You told me I'd be a business owner, and I love you. I love all you people in this room. Fuck Joe Biden.
Who can argue with that? Authentic Western gibberish, Steve. I like it. All right. Lauren, how about a little Sully music? You have it ready? Sully. All right. All right, we're getting down the home stretch here. Our last, I hope. Yes, other than Russell. Our last speaker. A little song fan. So, just gonna sing from the heart. You're once, twice, 3 times a bar owner, and I hope it works. I hope it works. This time. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Previously, the honor of Mulvies and Bridget's. I knew it was time to not hang out at Bridget's anymore when the only 2 drinks available were a slow gin and baking soda and a Smirnoff and honey mustard. Thank God you got new partners, people who know what they're doing, and I'm sure it'll succeed in spite of your involvement. However you cut it, it definitely beats writing summonses to guys jacking off on the west side of Manhattan. Ladies and gentlemen, Rusty's Brokeback Mountain friend, John Mulvey. 0 for 3 is still better than what you've done with women. Alright, so there's a couple people we have on the list right now. This is now useless. John, hold it.
I thought like Rusty was being roasted tonight, not me. But I guess when it comes with the package, that's the way it works. So, you know, the last couple of years have been really tough on people. You know, this whole COVID thing. Poor Joe Torito, you know, half the building falls down in front and everything. It's really softened them up a little bit. He used to say, you know who I am? I'm Joe F. Torito. You know what he says now? You know who my father is? Poor Saz. Saz, where are you, Saz? Of course you do that. Oh, Saz, how you doing, Saz? Poor Saz had a really rough time with COVID too. Very bad. I'm pretty sure this Easter he's hiding his own Easter eggs. Not really sure, but looks that way. So, we're here to roast my friend Rusty. He's the big brother that I didn't want, and I'm the little brother that he didn't need. Over the last 20 years or so, you know, we live next door to each other, we've done a lot of things, we travel together. I have a lot of bad things on Rusty. Can't really use them all here tonight. But Rusty has a way about him. He loves rules. Did you guys ever notice that? He loves rules. Only the rules that do not apply to him. Rusty will be sitting there in any bar, doesn't matter. Pull it out, and all of a sudden, like nobody sees him. We got the Jersey Shore. Look, right now, he just pulled it right out.
Get on with it!
Jimmy Warren, I really appreciate all your support. You're fired. Alan?
Yes.
$7 butts. The gout. The gout. Rusty has the gout. It really does suck. It sucks. He's always in pain. And it's all about shellfish. It has nothing to do with the 9,000 Miller High Life syndrome. Nothing to do with that. The doctor says that. Speaking of doctors, our good friend Doc Campbell's right here. Any of you guys ever go to Doc Campbell? Doc Campbell is the best. Hey, Pally, this is gonna hurt. What the fuck? We knew it's gonna hurt. He goes, he sprays this stuff on it, right? And he goes, yeah, it really doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work. You spray me here, you shoot me over here. Those of you guys who know Rusty, he's big into reservations. We plan our vacation like 19 months in advance because everything has to be done prior to. So the first thing he says, well, what day we go out to dinner? Oh, by the way, Judge, no food for you, 2 months. So he always has to have his reservations. I finally figured out the reservations. He's planning his first drink of the day. So if he's going to have reservations, it's going to be nice and early, and he wants to go 2 weeks in advance. Unfortunately, his wife now does the same thing. And now she's calling up and going, so what day are we going on this? What day are we going on that? So the reservations are always something big between the Mulvies and the Gadettes, because I happen not to like reservations. Steve, I would like to thank you for not abusing me tonight. Thank you very much. Some of the other guys are in trouble. One. Yes, you are. I really want to thank Teddy too for putting me up last. I'm very upset. And Sully for starting it all off the right up. But guys, listen, I want to thank, I can't believe how many people came out for Rusty. It was great. I appreciate it all. I know the Rusty's family appreciates it. And Russ, by the way, Jerry looks like a Kelly. I don't know where you came from. Love you guys. Good luck.
Hi there, how are you? I'm Olivia Brennan. Hi, Olivia. I'm the one that you would call to say, is there any room? Can I make my table 1,654,000? And then I always say, well, ask Gary. So Gary has it. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Bill Costello. Bill Costello is a wonderful, wonderful artist, besides being a very educated man. And he has done Private Mirror, Father Capodanno, and now he is doing also the Alice. But he has something very special. Bill?
Thank you, sir. All right. Yeah.
I'm very happy to be here tonight, and thanks to witness protection, most of you don't know me. But I had a very dangerous job to do, and very hazardous. I had to look at Rusty's face for quite a while. I know it's because of witness protection, but I had to serve a turnout, and I figured I would give him a caricature as Doc Campbell had asked me for, and I'd also do a portrait. Now, if you don't like the caricature, you can blame Doc Campbell, but if you don't like the portrait, it's only nature you can blame. So, Rusty, I'd love to give you this great designer bag I have. There you go, and you can reuse it at any department store or grocery store. Let me present you with first your caricature.
Look, it looks like you.
You look like me. That's why they took me off the ferry with a dog on me. And I hope you recognize this guy. And if it looks too much like me, don't put it in the back.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh, I like this one, brother. That one's big.
That's you. I'm so glad to thank you. And it's an honor to be here tonight. And, no, it's interesting.
Ain't nothing like dead air, right? I need you guys to help me out with this right now. Almost there. Life is older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country road, take me home to the place. Come on, help us out. Virginia, take me home, country road. All my memories gather round her, finest lady, straight into blue water. Dark and dusty, fading on the sky, miss the taste of moonshine, get back in my eye. Country road, take me home to the place.
country roads, country roads, take me home to the place. Come on. West Virginia, take me home, country road, take me home, down country road, take me home, down country road.
No, I know the ponytail's too long, but it was $7 from China. Russ, how do you work this thing? I don't know. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, have your seat, please. This is it, the man of the hour, Rusty Goodell. All right? How do I look, Russ? Nice and onesie for you? All right? All right, sit down, please. Come on. We got 10 minutes left, then you can do whatever the fuck you want. Thank you, Larry. All right. Rusty, by the way, most people lose weight when they get on into this shit. Most. I don't know what that is. I think this roast is long overdue. When I say long overdue, I mean 10 years, 15 years. I mean, Rusty, the last time you were relevant, I bought a dime bag from Essie in your place. Holy shit. How low have we sunk that we gotta give landlords who don't even own fucking bars a roast? What's next? We're gonna roast a picture of Jocko's headstone? Rick Dolan's UPS guy? Steve Rowan's drug dealer? Again? The only roast I want to see with you is an apple in your mouth and a skewer shoved up your ass. Rusty's doing his best George Costanza impression today. Thank you very much. He was going to get a top hat, but Rab said that job will take 6 to 8 months. There's a new scratch-off game. I don't know if you know it. The prize is $1 million or a likeness of Rusty's head filled with dimes. Dimes. Thank you. Yeah, it takes a while. All right, dimes. Rusty, you look like if Mini-Me and Rocky Dennis had a baby. I loved your cameo in Total Recall at the airport in Mars. Please recite my favorite line. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. You got it. And I always loved it when you would call me if I put the big package on and tell me the next day, Teddy, you told Joseph we were playing Richmond County today. You gotta get up there at 3 o'clock. Every goddamn time I fell for it. Every time. But keeping this brief, I am honored that Rusty asked me to be his MC for tonight. He asked me in 2014, but I'm still honored. But knowing how many people, especially from the 62 boys, said no, I had to be like number 28 on the list. So I was the first one to say yes. Anyway, all kidding aside, Russell, I love you like a brother. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. And thank you for having me be part of your special day. And everybody here, please join me in giving a warm round of applause for Mr. Russell Gadet. There is one trick. I brought 2 of these. Put that on, it's your ponytail. Thanks, Russell. Well, thank you, everybody. This is unbelievable. Teddy, nice sass. The first time I saw a scumbag on the outside. Anyway, I do got to thank a lot of people here, and I'm honored by this. I'm blown away by the turnout. This is just insane. It really, really is. How much booze did Jocko give you of my report? I can't believe how many people came out for this. But I got to thank the Kiwanis for putting it all together, especially Mr. and Mrs. Brennan, Doc Campbell, and Terry. Unbelievable. Great job, you guys. Thank you so much. Let's see. I got a list here. I want to thank Steve Rowan for being Foster Brooks tonight. Good job, Steve. I know a lot of you guys have nothing to do with the tables, and that I know is a pain in the ass. And I don't know who did every table, but I know Margaret Monahan definitely had, I should say Monet, definitely had a hand in that, Lenny Gator, I'm sure. Definitely 2 people that really went above and beyond. My sister Evelyn. Unbelievable. She put all these, my family together, all these family and friends. Thanks, Ed. And as John said, the little brother I never wanted, John Bovey, he did like 10 or 15 tables. Thank you, John. And nothing but the best, buddy. Nothing but the best at the new place. And I'm working every other Saturday afternoon, you would come down to the point. I'd appreciate that. And groups that did come out, I'm involved with the AOH. My Irish brothers are here. Thank you very much. And some of my Irish sisters also. The Chase Committee's here tonight. Thank you. Can I use that Mount Rushmore joke again? Right over here? But I love you guys, and thank you so much. You know, this is just, like I said, this is just incredible. Doc Campbell. Doc, everybody knows the Doc. How generous the Doc is. Well, if you like Uncle Floyd, Doc said, I'll pay for Uncle Floyd. This way, more money goes into the kitty. Okay, that's awesome. Pete Travellis, our video guy right here. Doc took care of him. And then if you enjoyed the bagpipes tonight, if the bagpipes sound right, welcome you're in. The boys are 62. Of course, never let me down. All right, of course, their lovely wives. And Staten Island's favorite hillbilly, Lauren. That was sponsored by my Hillside family. Thank you so much, Hillside. It's everything, like I said, I'm just overwhelmed up here. For the first time in my life, I really don't know what that was saying. You know? Jimmy Warren, you ungrateful son of a bitch. Wherever you are. It wasn't for me, you'd still be washing dishes in that German joint, you prick. You little brat, I took him to the dishwasher, threw him in a bartender. I was driving around Beamon's buying house in Westerly. Sully! Sully! The first time Sully could speak at the 7 o'clock since 1977. I'm honored. I am truly honored, you sick guys. Of course, my family, they're all here, always been here. You know, I heard one time, I read sometime, if you look back in your childhood and you smile, that means you had really good people in your life. And I look back and I smile, I shake my head too. But you guys don't realize, I had 5 moms and 4 dads, and they're still taking care of me to this day. I mean, my cousin Jimmy, all the way up from Florida, he got up here and talking, Mike was there, pushed me through the airport in a wheelchair. That's no bullshit. Jerry actually did that. Yeah.
113 pounds, 415 pounds. But he spawned up. He got some Indian lady who got in North Carolina. He should have said, oh my God, she had a little tough time. But they, to this day, they just take care of me, and I can't thank you enough. And of course, my in-laws, you know, they always support me, always here, always for me, whatever I do. You know, the cousins, of course, the Mass, all the cousins are over there. They never miss nothing. You know, like I said, Jimmy Kelly, he'll do anything for a free cocktail. I'm impressed by that. You know, and then I got the two boys over here. I could not be prouder. Could not only gentlemen, they're smart gentlemen. And they're always nice to everybody. They're just great people, and I love you guys. Dennis, good old what's the name over there? I love. We've been together probably 30 years now, married 26. And of course, like any marriage, we have our upside downs, and it happens. But more ups than downs. And she really, really always stood by my side, behind me whatever I did. I can't thank you enough, and I love you more than anything. Johnny Bracco's here. I'm going to use Jimmy Warren's line. I thought it was like your week. Larry Lady had a cock to you, sir. It's so much fun tonight. Everything was great. One guy I got to thank, he's a bit of a jerk. Mr. Teddy Malloy. Unbelievable, Teddy. And the reason why I asked you, you're not the 28th person I asked. You were the first person, and you said yes. And yes, it was supposed to be a couple of years ago because of COVID. I had to put it off. But if you guys had fun tonight, if you didn't, there's something wrong with you. You know, honestly, you know. And I got to say this: if you really had fun, you love everybody, you loved it tonight, thank a vet. Okay, thank a vet, and thank you.
Rusty, you just won the Indy 500. Yeah. Warren, please come up and accept these. Accept this 7-Eleven arrangement on behalf of all of us. Thank you. Thank you. Rusty, great job, everybody. Thank you. I guess I'm a douche because I got, hey, Teddy, thank you. Jimmy Warren, you're a fucking maniac! Woo! Suck it, Rusty. We're gonna do the raffle now, correct? Can I get out of this goddamn shirt case? Yeah, no. Alright, so, thanks, Lottie. So, where are the tickets? Do I talk to change or I gotta do this? Please change. Lauren, while we're waiting for the raffle, how about a little music? Here we go. No, you guys don't have to clap. This is for my family. But we have a third verse we're going to do for this song. I think you do. I need you to help me out. I can do that. Alright? How's everybody doing out there tonight? They're all wandering around the top. Yeah, that's what they both did. Just bumping along. I've been here before. Everything's alright. I'm saying I throw myself in the door. Why did you call the big city? Just wait till I finish this glass. See the way I got you far. You can kiss my hand.
take us home now to the other way. So I got friends, no places. One more time, I got friends, places with the whiskey right now. Places I move away, and I'll be okay. Big on because it's all now to the other way. So I got friends in other places. We got friends right here at the second. Let's jump in hands here for Rusty.
Rusty!